Greetings, friends, and good morning. I just wanted to give you a little preview. I'm doing our study, or I'm doing the pre-study, I should say, for our study in Exodus tomorrow, which starts with Exodus chapter 6, verse 2, and this is where Moses starts coming to Pharaoh. But before he does that, Moses says to God, how am I going to do this? I have uncircumcised lips, meaning I cannot speak well. And so our story starts with the Lord saying, I'm going to make you a god to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet. And so you have to remember that Pharaoh, being king of Egypt, thought of himself as God. But Moses is going to appear as a god to him, which will strike him with fear. And Moses' brother will do the speaking like a prophet. And this whole thing is demonstrating the sovereignty of God and how he can take someone seemingly average and turn them into something great for his purposes. Now, a lot of people struggle with this theological concept of God hardening Pharaoh's heart. But I would suggest to you that the hardening of Pharaoh's heart is part of the judgment that's due to Egypt and that is coming through God's sovereignty. Egypt had enslaved God's people, and so he's going to demonstrate two things. Really the same thing, but to two different groups of people. Number one, he's going to remind the Hebrews that he is the one true God and that he has a significant, special covenant with them. The second thing is he's going to remind Egypt, or not remind them, but demonstrate to Egypt that Pharaoh is not God, that the river is not God, that the frogs are not gods, that there is one true God in heaven. And so that's being demonstrated. This judgment that is due to Egypt through God's sovereignty is being demonstrated. And the hardening of Pharaoh's heart is not some cruel thing where Pharaoh just really wants to let him go, but he can't. The hardening of Pharaoh's heart is part of the judgment. Many kings think that they are gods. And there's coming a time, I believe, could be any day, it could be decades away, but there's coming a time when the world will have to be reminded through severe judgments, as we see Egypt going through, that there is one God. God bless.